Hi, welcome back. Today we're going to talk about my backpack collection and how I use them, when I use them. I've used them all in this past week. In some cases I got footage, in other cases I didn't. I think I've mentioned this before, but it's something that I think is worth mentioning again. I believe one of the reasons you don't see a lot of over 40 or even over 30 YouTubers that vlog is simply because if this is not your full-time job, if you have a family and you have a full-time job, it is really difficult for you to pull out a camera and get footage. And the way I've sort of managed this is I will sometimes bring the DJI Osmo Pocket 3 with me. I've sold the Pocket 2, I sold all of our GoPros, I sold anything except for this Pocket 3 and then the Action 5. Those are the two cameras that I still currently own. The Sony ZV-1 that is our yearbook camera. Like technically I could borrow that and use it, but I never do because I absolutely hate that camera. But the reason you don't see a lot of people my age that are vlogging is because it is really difficult to manage your life and do all the things that you need to do and fulfill your responsibilities and pull out a camera every couple of minutes or pull out a camera whenever and actually do the job of vlogging. So I just thought I would point that out. A lot of the vloggers, admittedly, I love to watch vlogs. I watch vlogs from all different walks of life and I watch them on TikTok and maybe I'm a voyeur. Maybe I'm like a secret stalker. I don't really know. But what I do know is I do enjoy them. But I feel really guilty because a lot of the people that I watch are college age people, men and women. And it's just really interesting. And I'm very interested to see how things have changed. And since I was in school and technology was not really much of a thing, to now and fashion and trends and things of that nature. But I do think it is more difficult for someone my age with a full-time job and a family to vlog. That being said, it was a crazy week. If you think I'm a high school teacher and if you think that I spend the majority of the time in my classroom, sometimes that's correct, but not this week. This week I went on a 2-mile hike with our seniors who are in the pre-teaching program at our school. And then we did every 15 minutes, which is the students, it's in conjunction with Mothers Against Drunk Driving, MAD, and the California Highway Patrol, CHP. And it is against students getting behind the wheel after they've been drinking. And it's a retreat, it's an entire process. In between this, my daughter was sick and I had to stay overnight at a hotel. It was so much, you guys. It was so much. She was crying. It was awful. It was heartbreaking. I don't drink anymore. I'll put that out there because I do have problems with alcohol. And this just reaffirmed I'm never picking up an alcoholic beverage ever again. Because if I did get into a situation where I couldn't come home, I saw the effect that had on her for one night. I literally kept my phone on the entire night. It was an 11-hour and 36-minute FaceTime video all night long so that we could sleep together and, be in the same room. And if she woke up in the middle of the night, I was there. If I woke up, I could check on her. That's how we handled it. But if you're dead or if you're in jail because you've been drinking, then you don't even have a FaceTime call. So that was big. That was huge. And I think I really needed to do that. And I needed to pass that on to my students. If you want to see the footage that I got, it's just my footage. A student did the video for every 15 minutes and it is amazing. She did such a phenomenal job. But I came out with my camera and got like some supplemental B-roll for her. And if you want to see my B-roll, I put it into like a 2-minute clip at the very end, which I will attach to the back of this video, just in case you're interested in, what we did or what I did with that. It's also 4K. So I think that, I wonder if it'll transfer over. Anyway, the point is, it is phenomenal what this little camera can do. Not the point. The point is that it was a busy week and I carried in some way, shape, or form, not exclusively my backpacks, but I did carry all 4 of my backpacks. I understand that there's probably some controversy about a woman my age carrying a backpack. I get it. This is not something that every woman approaching 50 is probably comfortable with. They're probably like, oh my goodness, that's so tacky. But I hate tote bags. I hate them. I hate them. I hate them. My hands are not free. It's on my shoulder. I have to put it down somewhere. What's the point of having stuff with you if you have to put it down and it's no longer with you? I don't get it. I do not like tote bags at all whatsoever. So I have 3 luxury backpacks and 1 like semi-luxury backpack, and I did carry them all this week. So I'm just going to kind of go in the order in which I carried them, pros, cons, if they're still available and where you can find them, or if they're not still available, you can get them on the secondhand market. So the very first bag that I carried this week, let me just reach over here and get her. This is the discontinued, I think it's Sprone, I can never remember what it's called, BB backpack by Louis Vuitton. They just came out with, I think it's a Montsaurus BB in this same Damier Azur print. I love it because it's a little bit different. It's the largest light colored bag I own. It has a magnetic clip here. You have the drawstring here. You have one, oh, that's what happened to that. See, I still have stuff in there. I'm terrible with cleaning these things out. You have a back pocket here and a bunch of trash on the inside, but then it's just like a big hole, and then your one and only zip pocket is over here on the side. So out of all of my backpacks, I feel that this is one of the larger ones. It's the largest luxury edition that I have. It is not convertible, so it has to remain a backpack. It has 1 D-ring here and then 2 on the bottom. The straps cannot be made super short to sit flat against your back. It does need to sit, let's see if I can stand up and show you. It does sit kind of further back. It hangs, see, it will hang, right? And so if that's something that you don't like, if you want something that sits flat against your back, I would say that this maybe is not for you. Is it secure? I mean, it's secure-ish, right? It's not perfectly secure. You can make it pretty tight. One of the things I do like about this is it does have on the inside a D-ring. So you can attach mini pochette, a key pouch, a keys on a clip. If you have like the Lululemon Never Lost keychain, you could put that. So you do have that option. Also, with any backpack that has the pull, you can always attach something here to hold your stuff in place. But I used this bag over the weekend, last weekend, and shopping to get stuff for my dad and picking up his mail. He always has like a bunch of bills and things that need to get paid. So all of that went in here. It's great for around town. I've never traveled with this bag. It's just been a kind of around the house, around town bag. This, you can hold it as like a little top handle or hang it somewhere. I can get it around my wrist, but it's a tight fit, right? I don't know why I would do this. I'm not sure what scenario that would come up in. And let's just be real, I am not exactly the largest person in the world, and it's a stretch, but if you wanted to have it around your wrist, you could definitely have it around your wrist. This holds all of my essentials and then a little bit more. Because of the light, I've had this for years, but because of the light pink interior, it can get stained. I do believe I have a little stain over here, just right there in the interior. I don't know if you can see that, but I did not take this bag hiking. I have not taken this bag on vacation. I do habitually take this bag to work, and it can hold a Starbucks sandwich. Like if you go to Starbucks and you get a sandwich and you want to put it in here, it's all good, right? I do consider this one of my larger bags because I'm not a big bag person. Very handy. You can pick it up on the pre-loved market for extremely reasonable price. So would I purchase this again if something happened to this one? Absolutely. I love it. I think it's a wise investment. And because is it my only Damier Azur piece right now? I think it is. And so I like the fact that it's a little bit different than some of my other pieces. Love this bag. Obviously, because of the leather, you might not want to take this out in the rain, right? Like, it's not really a rain bag. The second bag I have is the one that I did take on the hiking trip, if you saw my footage at the very beginning of this piece. And this is the Longchamp La Pliage backpack. They make a backpack. Now, this thing is awesome because I had on a sweater, I had on a long sleeve shirt, a sweatshirt, a puffer jacket. Yeah, I had 3 things on, right? Because it was cold in the morning, then it got warmer. And I was able to take off my sweatshirt and put it in here, which that's awesome, right? Like, that is really cool. It's very secure because it has the zipper closure and it has this snap. There's a funky way that you can fold this up and put it in your luggage, but honestly, I'm not entirely sure how to make that happen. The straps are completely adjustable, so you can have this sit flat against your back regardless of like what you're wearing, and it's water resistant. One of the interesting things that I find about this bag, because it is truly awesome, it's not really comfortable. I've taken this bag to the San Diego Zoo, the LA Zoo, whatever, doesn't matter, right? Disneyland. If you're wearing a short sleeve, or not a short sleeve, if you're wearing a tank top, it will and you have it tight, like it'll rub your arms, like right here at chafing, right? And that is not comfortable. And then when I was hiking, I had on a lot of layers, right? And it still managed to dig into my shoulder right here, and it was like not exactly comfortable. So every time I'm completely enamored and love this bag, I wear it someplace and I'm reminded why it's not the perfect situation, perfect bag, because this bag becomes uncomfortable, and it's the straps. Every single time, it is definitely the straps. I don't know if it's this braided material. If you happen to own this bag, let me know if you have the same problem. But this bag, it's great for short-term wear. It holds so much. If I were going, see, but I went on a field trip. I was gonna say, if I was going on a field trip that was like a shorter amount of time, it really did. It wasn't comfortable. I feel every time I take this bag somewhere, it ends up annoying me. But I still would I buy it again? Yeah. Because I feel like there's a place for it so it's almost like the Lululemon belt bag, only bigger, if that makes sense. Because it has that waterproof, carefree, wipe it down kind of texture to it and feel and usage. But it's not as comfortable as the Lululemon belt bag. But it holds more. If I were ranking it out of 10, I'd give it a 7. Solid 7 out of 10. I think they make this in other materials. Like there might be a leather one. You might have to check on that. But this one, because it is truly the straps, like the braided strap is just not comfortable. My favorite current favorite out of all of these, ironically, is the one that sat in the back of my closet for the longest time and I didn't use. I can't even tell you why I didn't use it. But this is the Celine backpack. This is the older one. This is the mini. This is not the smaller, the medium, whatever. They have another size that's larger. This is the mini, and it is mini. My only gripe with this is it literally has no pockets. There's nothing that you can do you have to have some kind of a pouch system going on in here, because it did fall off. I think I mentioned this before. Fell off the seat of my car, and thankfully I had a bunch of pouches, but all the pouches fell off. So if I just had things singly in here, it would have been problematic. I love this because it sits much closer to my back, and I don't even have it on the shortest one. And it's very, very lightweight. Matter of fact, I believe it's even lighter than this one. Not that I've weighed them, but I believe it's lighter. It's fairly carefree because this is not going to patina and change color on you. It's designer, and if you know, you know, but it's not in your face. right? Like some people don't realize Celine is a designer brand. I think it's very manageable. I love this bag, and I don't know why. I don't know why it took me so long to jump on the train. It's just so lightweight. It holds enough. A Starbucks sandwich does fit in this bag. It is rainproof. It's, again, not the most secure, but if you attach, I think near the end when I was using the Key Pouch Small and the Mini Pochette, I just had one attached on one side and one attached on the other side, my sunglasses and my phone, and then boom, that was it. And it worked great. It's a wonderful little bag. You can dress it up or dress it down, I feel like. You can add some bag charms to it. This is still available on the website. I believe it is still under $2,000. I would run out and get this bag. I would totally get this bag again. It is such a great option, and I feel it's in between the Louis Vuitton and the Longchamp. And then last but not least, as I was running around the day of our funeral assembly, memorial assembly at school, I had my Palm Springs mini backpack. And this is great for small running errands or for that particular necessity of like, I'm not going to leave. I didn't want to go back to my classroom and lock up my stuff where I normally lock up my stuff, because that just disrupts everything. If there's a sub in there and then I walk in there, not good. Number one. Number two, I had my phone, I had a camera, I had my keys, I had lip gloss. I don't want to carry all that stuff. So I wanted it with me. Just put it on my back and you forget about it. This is so small and lightweight. It is part of an outfit. You just wear it as part of an outfit and you don't have to take it off or think about it. If I sit down, I can just continue to wear it. I still have, this is the phone stand that I was using by Moffett for my phone when I was talking to my daughter all night. And it's just this little magnetic, I'm sure everyone has seen it on TikTok Shop, right? But I got it long before TikTok Shop. Anyway, it's just like this, and you can hold your phone vertically or horizontally and vertically. And it's awesome, and it folds up really nicely, and you can just keep it in your bag. So I had that in there. Don't use the front pocket, just gonna be honest. There is a back pocket right back here, and I think I kept a lip liner back there the other day. But this was just awesome because I didn't want to take my bag on and off. I just sat with it, and it was so simple. It is small, right? It's a small bag, but it is convertible. You could make it into a crossbody. So if you're anti-backpack, you can make this into a crossbody and wear it 10 out of 10 for sure. So 10 out of 10, 10 out of 10, 7 out of 10, 8 out of 10, maybe 9. No, I'm gonna go with 8. 8 out of 10. So if something were to happen to, these two are the two that you can still get as well. So if you have any extra money like laying around your house, I don't know who has $2,000 extra laying around their house, but if you happen to have $2,000 extra laying around your house, one, you go girl. And two, I would consider picking up either one of these bags. This one is cheaper. This one is a little bit more expensive. This one has the zipper closure, whereas this one just has the drawstring. This one holds more and is lighter weight than this one, but this one is convertible and can be made into a crossbody and or change the straps, where this one is fixed and cannot. So I think it depends on what you're looking for. This one people kind of know is Louis Vuitton. I think everybody just accepts that that's what it is. This one might be a little bit more incognito. I'm not entirely sure what. Does it matter? I don't think it matters. It doesn't matter. If it matters to you, I just would like to point that out. That is my backpack collection. Would I add another backpack to my collection? Because you know how sometimes if you get too much of one thing, I have a lot of belt bags, I have a lot of backpacks. I should do a week of belt bags. I should. I feel like maybe not a whole lot of people are using belt bags, although I see the Lululemon one just about everywhere. I'm using a belt bag today. But backpacks are just so practical. You should have one in your collection. Just my own personal thought, not that it matters, is you should have a backpack in your collection somewhere. It's because it's behind you and your hands free. There's a lot going on in my world, and I just don't want to have to carry things. Even shoulder bags. Like, I know shoulder bags are making this huge comeback, but I don't really want to carry a shoulder bag. Sometimes it's okay, but most of the time I want my hands to be free. So I think a backpack is an essential part of any handbag collection. I'm just saying. So would I add another one? There's a Prada nylon one that's pretty cute, but it's a little bit too big. I'm trying to think if there's another one that I would even consider. I mean, the Cousins backpack from Louis Vuitton is absolutely gorgeous, but that material really requires, I feel like, a lot of TLC and a level of carefulness that I just do not have in my life. Like today, I have to go to the grocery store and I've got to get stuff from my dad, and then I have to go over to the rehab center. He can't understand why he can't go home, even though he can't walk, he can't see, he can't hear. He's wearing adults' undergarments. He has a colostomy bag. He can't feed himself. He can't get dressed. Like, I don't know why you can't go home. I don't know. Why are you yelling at me about this? I am not a doctor. Gee, I don't know. I'm going to guess because you require a lot of care, and yeah, it takes a village to take care of you right about now. I'm going to go with that. Anyway, so I have to do all of his things, and I have to check his mail, go over his house. I thought he would maybe be home by now, so there were things that I left in his refrigerator that it's probably at this point, like, they need to come out of his refrigerator. Even if I should just take everything out of the refrigerator. There should be nothing in the refrigerator at this point, so I have to do that. So you can understand why I want something that's just not, and it kind of depresses me to be over at his house. It is sad. So I don't want to put my bag down. I don't want to, like, I just want to get in, get some stuff done, and go, and throw the mail that I need to look through into my bag. So I feel like there is that level of needing my hands free. It also kind of explains, like, why I'm not constantly vlogging. There is that level of sadness. First of all, there's personal information, and there's like HIPAA laws and things of that nature, but there's that sadness. I like to document my life, and I told you I started this when my mother-in-law was diagnosed with Alzheimer's, and I realized how much of an impact home movies and videos had on her family, my husband and us, like just being able to see those memories and things and just see her on video. And that really inspired me because I didn't have a lot of that from my own mother, which made me really sad. And so it was my goal to create something that could be watched and rewatched. And then you get that performance aspect because I did start off as an actor and blah, 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 whatever. But, you know, a little bit of, aren't all teachers actors in some way? I had a captive audience. And so that's sort of what started this whole thing. But there is that level of, like, I don't necessarily want to record the sad stuff. I don't know. Anyway, speaking of recording, I am going to upload behind this video our every 15 minutes footage. If you or someone you know is struggling with alcohol, reach out. I'm more than willing to talk to you about my experiences and why I've made the choice to have a completely alcohol-free life. And I don't think anyone really cares. Like, I've never been in a social situation where people have made a big deal about it or even asked me any questions. They just accept it, and it's not as big of a deal as I would maybe have thought. And I am a much happier person for not having that in my life. So if it has been a stumbling block for you and you want to talk, reach out, leave a comment below. And I'm trying to be good with the comments. Again, so overwhelmed. This week, should we go down our itinerary for this week? I might do belt bags. I think I might just do bags of the week. Like, really try to get on bags of the week. Okay, so daughter has an audition. Can't tell you what it's for because I already signed the NDA. There's something at school. Oh, I have union stuff at school. I'm going to a middle school. I'm talking to some middle school teachers about the union and like just picking up on climate and stuff. That's that. We go back to sports because she was sick. She missed an entire week of sports. So we go back to sports. There's something else. Oh, we're getting our taxes done. I gotta get my dad's stuff. Oh my goodness. I gotta get my dad's stuff together for his taxes and get that done. I feel like there's something else. I'm probably wrong. Nope. I can't think of what it is. I thought it was a bigger week than it was. It's not. It's fine. It was just this past week. I'm still getting over the fact that I was in a hotel and watching children and my daughter was sick and crying. She cried for hours that I was away and I felt so bad. It's just that. Anyway, so backpacks, yes. Highly recommend the Celine and the Louis Vuitton. I just go off on tangents. It's fine. It's totally fine. And then I will put in my every 15 minutes footage. It's only 2 minutes long. And if you want to see like what I did, the student made the entire video, which I don't have access to at the moment. All I have is the footage that I took that then I re-edited and I made into like a little preview for my underclassmen because we only show the video at the assembly to the juniors and the seniors, and I have sophomores. So I'm going to show it to my sophomores. And it was fun taking B-roll for her because oh, another thing I learned, just totally off topic, just in case it ever comes up. Don't get too close to a helicopter. You will see in my footage, I got the helicopter footage and I got way too close. Now I know that like the EMTs? Yeah, they run straight up to the helicopter, but I'm not prepared for helicopter life. And I'm gonna tell you, I'm a very small person. I don't know if you can tell from the videos. I don't even weigh 100 pounds. That thing was blowing me. Like I was afraid for my life. So if you look at the raw footage, and not what I have posted here, but if you look at the raw footage, I literally get close to the helicopter. You see like twigs and things blowing in my face and like my hand is shaking. And then I turn around and I run. I was so scared. I was so frightened. And then when the helicopter was taking off, I wanted to get some really good footage. And so I came at it from another angle and a police officer came over and he's like, you have to like back up because he's going to turn the tail around and he's going to whip you with that tail as soon as he turns. And I was like, oh, this is not good. So don't get too close to a helicopter. It was very, very, very frightening. I'm terrified of heights anyway, and I'm not a real big fan of helicopters. So just being that close was a little sketchy for me. All right, so I'm going to show you my footage and I will see you next week. Until then, stay safe, stay sober, keep praying. God bless.
What do we got for respirations?